Hey everybody, it's great to see you back doing some math with me. Today we're going to look at lesson 4-6, which has us learning how to add zeros in the quotient. I'm going to be working on a few problems from the reteaching page. So this is our first problem. I want you to take it and using the box method, get this ready to solve. Go ahead and pause your video here. I'm guessing you wrote something very similar to what I just wrote here. One of the things, little tricks I've learned is any of these numbers, I like to put them a little closer to the right side than the left side so that there's room for when I'm bringing up numbers. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to think, how many times can 8 go into 6? Of course, in my brain, I'm thinking out of 600, but this is our technique, and you can't take it out of 8 out of 6. So I get a 0. 0 times 8 is 0. So I'm going to subtract. I'm going to bring it up, and now I have 64. How many times does 8 go into 64? Pause your video, write it down. Yep, you were right. 8 goes in exactly 8 times. 8 times 8 times 8 is 64. I'm going to subtract and I get 0. Now what do I do? Am I done? Pause the video. No, of course I'm not done because I have this over here. And how many times does 8 go into 0? It goes in 0 times. 0 times 8 is 0. I have nothing, no remainders, nothing left over. So this is what my answer looked like. This is, though, probably how I would write it, for sure how I would write it down on as an answer, because it's not typical to leave zeros in front of a number. All right, you guys rocked that one. I am going to give you another one. Here's the problem. Pause the video and get it set up. Okay, I'm ready to go. How many times does 3 go into 3? 1 time. I'm willing to bet you did that one really quick. And I'm thinking 1 times 3 equals 3. Now I'm going to subtract. What do I do next? Pause your video. Go ahead and do it. I'm thinking this is what you do. Now, you might be thinking, how many times does 3 go into 2? Oh, it doesn't go into 2. So what do I do? What's your best guess? Pause the video. If you're thinking that adding a 0 up there at the top for my answer would be the best guess, you're absolutely right. That's what makes logical sense. 3 can't go into 2, so it goes in 0 times. 0 times 3 is 0. So now I'm going to subtract. I'm going to bring my number up. Now I have 22. How many times does 3 go into 22? Pause your video. 7. 7 times 3. You don't need to draw the arrows. I'm just doing that to show you what I'm up to. 7 times 3 is 21. What am I going to do now? Pause your video. Yep, I'm going to subtract. Now I have a remainder of 1. In 4th grade, we always wrote remainder 1. You can get a little bit trickier and you can do 1 out of 3. Remainder is 1 out of 3. And so you could add a fraction if you wanted to. This is acceptable. All right. I'm going to have you practice on practice 3-6. So here's your assignment. Problems 1 through 4 and problems 9 through 11. I'm giving you a little gift of not having to do 5 through 8. If you'd prefer and you want a little extra practice, go for it. Now there's a little bit of a trick. The problems 1 through 4 are set up like this. Now when you want to set up a problem like that, you've got to think of what you're doing. This is saying 490 divided by 7. And I wanted to do the problem. I want to set it up so it's 7 going into 490. So just really think about what you're doing when you're setting it up. Always know your reasons for what you're doing in math. I'm going to have you snap a picture of problem number 4 to really show me clearly your work. I need to know what you're doing and how you're doing it. So I'm hoping you can do problem number 4 either in a dark pen or on a whiteboard so I can see that problem. You're going to also put your answers in the answer key, which is going to be in your Schoology Yaz quizzes. All right, I hope you have a lot of fun. I really like doing division this way. I personally think it is a lot of fun. Have your multiplication chart handy if you need it. Practice that extra math, you guys. I promise you it makes life easier. All right, have fun.